Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how we doing? Let's do this. Let's do this. So, my name's Pernell Bobby. I'm here giving you some of the, as I get my microphone in a better spot. Give me one moment. Boom. Okay, here we go. I'm here today giving you the tips and tricks. Thanks for the informative video. Thank you, Samir. What's going on? You were looking young. Yeah, I think that preview was from a while ago. So we're live. You might be here checking. And what's going on, y'all? You might be here checking up on your spiritual awakening. Okay. I had a ridiculous pull that I had to make this video, and I will let you know off the rip that my energy is a little chaotic right now. It's like escaping and skin rashes, and it's like it's one of the reasons why I also wanted to like put it out there. Like I had to learn to really, really accept the role as a life path 11 to bridge the gap, okay, from heaven to earth, if you will, from all things unseen to all things seen. And if you're here, what's up, Tina? Absolutely. If you're here, you're probably either going through a spiritual awakening, you probably have gone through a spiritual awakening, but you're going through new levels of it. Okay, like understand that there's no ending, right? There's no point you're gonna get to where it's gonna be like, I have awoken. You know what I mean? Like it's just not gonna happen. So today I'm gonna give you 14 tips and tricks, signs and symptoms of like when your Kundalini energy is blossoming, what the Kundalini energy is about, 4 different channels. And before I do anything further, if you know anybody that's going through a spiritual awakening, if you're watching this on replay or live, I want you to really send them this video because you'll be able to help me out on my purpose. You'll be able to help your friends out. You'll be able to help your family out. And you'll be able to help people that are really struggling, because a spiritual awakening, quite frankly, is not pretty. It's actually very ugly. It's very troublesome. It's very troublesome in the sense where we're going through things that we really don't understand. Okay, going through things that you don't get a manual for in school. You know what I mean? Like you're not in 3rd grade and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna go through a spiritual awakening one day, and it's gonna be about this, and it's gonna look and feel like this, and here's how you navigate it. Right? We don't educate ourselves in the quote unquote public school system with that. This water makes me very nervous next to my laptop. Maybe I don't keep that there. Because weird shit has been happening. I tell you, super, super duper weird. So let's talk about this. Again, please definitely like and subscribe this. Pernell Bobby, your astrotherapist, coming in, getting ready to give you the hot and heavy details. So understand for starters that Kundalini energy, okay, it sits at the root. I'm wondering if you guys can see that. It sits at the root of your chakra system. So, okay, here's some cool rule of thumbs. All right. If you're ever looking for your sacral chakra, you can put 4 fingers on your belly button and you'll find it right about there. And your root sits a little bit more like at your pelvic center. So when you're going through a Kundalini awakening, we really got to start with the root chakra. I think what happens is a lot of us, and I'll try to like explain some of this. Sorry, I'm a little chaotic. I'm a little bit everywhere. Like I'm telling you, my energy is going, where do I go? So I'm going to try to follow along my little bullet points that I wrote in the description. Feel free to check the description for these 14 signs and symptoms. And I'll try to put timestamps on them so that for those of you that are watching it after the fact, you can check up on that timestamp and when we're talking about that topic. Anybody else that's watching live with me? Hey, Tina, how you doing? Samir, what's going on? Anybody watching live with me? Ask questions, and I'll be able to do my best when I can. Why is my laptop not charging? What's going on with that? Sorry, got to get the laptop to charge because that's not going to be good. Otherwise, I have to cut it a lot shorter or move directions. Okay, so yeah, that's not charging. Maybe this port doesn't work. Excuse me, these technical difficulties. I don't know. Maybe it's also my spirit like setting me up to not go too deep. So here we go. I'm gonna exit that out. All right. So Kundalini energy sits at the base of your chakra. It sits in your root chakra, right? And what's happening is collectively as a people, we're waking up very, very fast. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. We're waking up as a collective, as a humanity, extremely fast. And you have this lunar eclipse coming on. The weather is really talking to me. Okay. So you have this lunar eclipse coming on, and we're going to have a tremendous amount of weather ailments. And you can probably see the wind. You see it like moving my computer right now. It's going right now. Whoa, hat's coming. Oh, shit. I swear, there's been so many things trying to get me to stop and not talk about this. Yesterday, my laptop, freaking catch up to my laptop and kicked my camera on and ended the whole live when I was talking about soul contracts. So check that video. But this is why I got to keep pushing forward. I got to push forward. I got to get this message out because I can't let anything, anybody, seen or unseen, spirit, I don't give a fuck who you are. I can't let it stop me. I'll have to hold this laptop if I must to get this message out. Because this is what probably a lot of us are facing. A lot of us are facing these, quite frankly, unseen entities, influences that seem like they really want to hold you back. And I know you can feel it. However, you're having Palladian support. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Palladians are, but let's just for the simplicity call it another race who's like our guardians. They're like our allies out in space. And they really look out the earth. They're so much more advanced from a multi-dimensional level, like that they help guide us through our awakening process. And so during this lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is in only a couple days, the 19th, 2 days, literally a couple days, we're having extra Palladian support come through, extra support from our guardians, angels, ancestors as well. Okay. And also the earth. So like, if you look right here for a moment, like I'm putting my feet in the grass right now. And it's these little steps that are really important, I would say, to get yourself grounded. Eat less processed foods right now. If you feel like you're really going through that wake up process and things are getting a little chaotic, it's getting turbulent, eat more grounding foods. Grounding foods, things like grains, okay, oats, quinoa, amaranth. Eat more grains, okay, and eat less processed. So I would even say like less white rice for the time being, and just things that are not processed. So let's dive into it. The Kundalini energy, like I said, is waking up faster than ever. Don't be afraid. This is the key. Don't let the fear seep in, and be patient with surrender. So we hear this word surrender. We're being asked to surrender. Just surrender and let the life and the wind take you where it takes you. And it's honestly not that simple. It would be nice if it was that simple to just surrender, but we have so many deep layers of subconscious programming and conditioning from teachers, our parents, our friend circles that don't really align with us. I need to tell you that you're not crazy, especially if people are telling you to surrender and you feel like, what the fuck, how do I do it? You're not crazy. I would say in these moments, seek support, especially from your spiritually inclined friends, okay? I want to literally say seek some support, especially from your friends that you feel are spiritually inclined, because they know what you're going through, and it's important to tag team with each other. So let's see what we got. It can make someone feel physically sick when the Kundalini awakes. Yes, absolutely. I've been breaking out in rashes. I've been having like my skin everywhere. I'm telling you, like I thought I was having an allergic reaction, but I remembered that this happens every time we have, at least for me, it happens every time the earth is energetically cracking open, and it's almost like, when a mass amount of souls begin to wake up at the same time. I always get this always happens to me, and I kind of forgot, but I also didn't always know. So like you have a lot of physical stressors on your body when you're going through a spiritual awakening. You might find yourself going through hot flashes. You might find yourself, we're going to get into all of these signs and symptoms. We're going to get into it all. What does Samir say? How do you know that the world is waking, is talking to you? Bro, it just is. Like, I don't need to know. It's talking to me and I'm listening. And this is why I'm talking to you. It's talking to me because it's telling me to do this video. Literally. And this is what's important about when you're going through these, let's say like spiritual awakenings, your Kundalini energy and the potential energy of it is starting to kind of like cook up deep within you, all right, understand that this is not a rational process. This is the reason why it's not being taught in school, okay? We've been stripped away from, I'll say our true selves, and our true selves don't have all of these three-dimensional blockades, okay? Like fear. Fear is a lower level vibration. Like it doesn't, your spirit, your soul doesn't have fear. It doesn't have greed, okay? Greed is a lower level vibration. Envy, you're not going to be envious. So like, oh, look at this person and their YouTube channel, and I wish mine's like that. So because it's not, I'm gonna like envy. All these are low level fucking vibrations. So, how do you know? You know when you accept the call. You know what I'm saying? Like you have a little voice that's quiet in your mind, and you have a voice that's fucking yelling at you. So when you listen to the quiet one and you shut the other one up. And I'm checking in here. Tingling, numbness in the body, a rush of the absolutely. I've been tingling crazy. Like literally like I'm a little bit like this today. I'm literally like on the fritz, and my energy is super sensitive, to be honest. Like I'm hearing like fire sirens, like, and they're really, really interrupting my I know I'm off balance right now. Like I'm being honest. I know I'm off balance, but I know that it's not happening for any other reason rather than for me to come out here and speak to you. Like I'm literally being called and forced. Like I don't actually want to be doing this live right now. Like I'm literally being called and forced to speak to everybody listening, because this is part of the path of a life, path 11. All right. I'm not going to say that other people don't have that path. I'm just going to speak about from my own personal experience as a life path 11. I know that this call is letting me know these tinglings, these skin irritations and hives that I'm breaking out in. The sleepless nights. Every night I'm waking up at 2 to 3 in the morning. Every night, 2 to 3 in the morning. These are the witching hours. Understanding that the witching hours, 2 to 3 in the morning, is when the veil between, let's say, spirit world and the physical world, it breaks a little bit. Between 2 to 4, I think, in the morning, it breaks. So when you're waking up and you're feeling restless and you're waking up at these times, don't check your phone, okay? Like, do the best you can. Do not check your phone at this time. Don't talk to people. Like, you're waking up at these witching hours, 2 to 4 a.m., so that you can access your intuition, so that you can access the message that's coming to you. So when you're going through these spiritual awakenings and this is happening, you're feeling super irritated and you're like, oh, but I got to go to work at 6 in the morning. And why am I up? And just let it come through. Recognize that job is really not more important than what's happening. And I've had those moments where I treated my job more importantly than my awakening process. And shit gets real weird if you do that. Like, let me check in real quick before I get into these points. I went through this in 2018, 2019, and all doctor's report came normal. You're not going to ever get an explanation. And this is why I have to come out here and put this video. You're never going to get an explanation from a doctor what's going on. They're going to give you prednisone. They're going to tell you, take this Benadryl. Prednisone is like for like inflammation. It's like super duper strong and really addictive. They're going to get you addicted on. The pharmaceutical industry knows what's up. Like, quite frankly, the pharmaceutical industry, they really, really do know what's up. They've known what's up for a long time. There's a reason. Those pills are blockades. They block your power. They don't enhance it. They need you to stay asleep, all right? And pay their bills and pay their greed. It's not even their bills. They're paying their greed. And since then, angel number feathers appear. And now I get them regularly. Absolutely. They always give me vitamin tablets and a tingle. Yeah, they'll give you like, oh, just did some vitamin D, or they'll say take magnesium. Magnesium, I'm still never really a fan of taking magnesium, even in the pill form. But magnesium really helps you to balance as you get these upgrades. Because understand, when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you're getting an upgrade. Your body's upgrading. So all the physical symptoms you're going through is because your body is purging. Okay, your body is purging. It's releasing during your Kundalini awakening all of the toxins that can't go along with you. Like, if we're in a 3D world, right? We're in third dimension, but in the fourth dimension, greed, envy, toxins, hate, all these lower level vibrations, it can't exist in the fourth dimension. So what's happening as you spiritually awaken and we're all doing it so much faster, we can't bring that along with us. It has to purge out of your body, and it's a very big stress on your body. So this is why we get the skin irritations. This is why we get the tingling. This is why we get the sleepless nights. This is why you start rejecting animal foods and milk and dairy. So yeah, B12 for deficiency, absolutely. Like, it's fucking stupid. It's like, eat an orange. Like don't give me a fucking B12 vitamin. Give me an orange and let me eat this orange. Let me go out into the sun and cook my skin a little bit, okay? And let me charge up. So absolutely, Tina, you're right on point today. So here's what I'll and there's 4 channels when we're talking Kundalini energy. Just to give you a little bit of the backdrop, and I won't spend too much time on this part. We have 4 channels, okay? Actually, Tina, I think you might know this because I know you're in India. You have the nadis, okay? And this is just one of the energy channels. I'm going to one by one copy and paste these. You have what I talked about before. So the energy channels are like, this is where the energy transports through, the nadis. You have the chakras, which are really like the centers that are kind of helping you identify these energy centers, like the psychic powers that come with each one of the 7 chakras, root chakra up to the crown, the Muladhara up to the Sahasrara, and you have how you actually move that energy through the body, which is critical, and you need the prana. The prana is the vital life force energy, right? And that breath work, aka breath work, yeah, everybody talk, do breath work, do breath work. Breath work is how you move the energy in the body, because what's happening is your energy is getting trapped. All right, you get trapped energy in the body. So those emotions, they are stuck and they cause pain in your neck, your cramp, and it lets you know like what area of your life needs some adjustments, needs to upgrade. Okay, so to get those energies, those pains in your body that are trapped out, breath work is one of the ways that's why Tai Chi will help a lot. Neck pain. So neck pain a lot of times is associated with relationship trauma. Okay. Like when you had a lot of trauma, potentially like in an abusive relationship, the neck pain is there. Vibration in the spine. That means you're structured. The spine in astrology is linked to uh, Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn is the backbone. And it's like when you feel like your backbone, and mind you, Capricorn is also a feminine energy. So it's a support, which is naturally masculine, but it's a feminine energy sign. But it's also divine. So that's another level. So it's like divine feminine, not just feminine. And yeah, so easily with that, it's telling you like there are some structures, some rules, and you're gonna need to implement some structures, some rules, and some discipline into your life in order to help build back up the feeling of feeling supported. And those neck pains will be like, look, it's probably because relationships, people try to play you as if you weren't as powerful as you were. So let's get into the first one. And I'm gonna do a timestamp of 18, I'm gonna say 42. 1842. Okay, thank you guys. This is the 14 signs and symptoms of your Kundalini spiritual awakening. And the first one that I have for you, you could check the first 18 minutes or so to see what was the overall arching topic, other than just getting right into the signs, so you can understand what a spiritual awakening is, the Kundalini energy. But into the first one now. Your body is rejecting and purging useless energies. Okay, this can come in the form of animal products, processed foods, issue during a Kundalini. So any food that is irritating you during these wake up processes, it's basically requiring you to purge. And you'll start noticing generally you're gonna not want to eat as much meat. You're gonna notice that dairy is gonna start rejecting you. You're lactose intolerant. Okay, you're gonna find yourself really not able to tolerate certain animal products anymore. You're gonna eat more vegetables. You're also gonna find that your body is requiring you to sweat. So sweating is one of the ways. What's happening when this purges? You got to release energy out. When you're upgrading your body, moving from 3rd dimension to the 4th dimension, your body needs to purge everything that does not belong in the 4th dimension. The 4th dimension is not, it can't stabilize things like I said, greed or envy or jealousy. It can't stabilize these lower vibrations. It can't stabilize, you know, the slaughtering of an animal, especially an inhumane process. It can't stabilize it because animals are of the earth. It's a part of Mother Gaia, and so are you, and so is everything else, right? It's all part of Mother Gaia. So with that said, it's like your body is going to start telling you, look, get it out. It's toxic to you, and it's preventing you because dairy products cause mucus. And if you looked at Dr. Sebi's work, mucus is the source or the root of all disease. Okay. So with that said, it's like the more mucus you have, somebody was talking about the ears earlier. You get mucus in your ear, it can start causing like vertigo, start causing dizziness, it can start causing sickness. Okay, literally sickness that makes you want to go to the hospital, and then they actually only begin to find ways to exacerbate the mucus. So it's kind of like a lose-lose. So really, the key is allow yourself to purge, and recognize when and why your body is rejecting. All right. I really would like to get this charger to work because I won't be able to keep the live going. Let me try to put my charger in a different port. 1 second. Come on, laptop charge. This is annoying. Okay. Oh, life has been really fucking with me. All right. Shall move it to another. La la la. Forgive me. This is a whole bunch of extra shit. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to complete my mission. I'm going to complete my mission. All right. Give me 2 seconds. Let me try to figure out my next problem-solving step. Damn, my laptop's legit just not charging. The charger's just not... Okay, that works. Great. All right. You guys get to see the back scene setup. Get to see the background setup. All the extra work it takes on YouTube. All right, here we go. We're gonna get right back in it to win it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So, boom, it goes into the purging. Please let me know if you can hear me all right. And I'm going to move to the second one. So, when you're purging, you might feel called to eat more veggies. You might call to eat a little healthier. You might be called to exercise because when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you have such a surge of energy that's like electric energy tingling in your body. It's searching for a release. So, if you don't have any forms of emotional, physical, mental release, writing, breath work, meditation, tai chi, any flow movements, okay, this is a really good one because you store a lot of energy in the hips. Thank you, Tina. You store a lot of energy in the hips. So honestly, daily, I kind of start off with some micros, and you get to move that trapped energy in the hip, especially if you're a woman, I would say even more, but I think men too, because this is connected to the womb. So there's a lot of trauma. Think about a baby coming through the mother's canal, the mother birth canal. There's a lot of trauma that has never, ever, 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 ever been addressed. So I'm really big on the hip movement, tapping, right? Mind you, this is just all trying to help you engage and find a release. All right. Some of your meridian points, you should be all trying to do this right now while you're live, replay or not. Find the meridian points. You have some on your chest bone and your breastplate. And all of these things begin to help you release energy. Because when you're going through a spiritual awakening, your release is really disbalanced. And so this is critical. All right, here we go. Here's the second out of the 14 signs and symptoms. I'm going to try to put another timestamp. So we're going to say 25:49. Dang. All right, y'all. You might be here on a timestamp at 25 minutes and 49 seconds, and you're looking for the signs and symptoms of a Kundalini release. Yes, Tina, that's EFE tapping, emotional freedom tapping. Okay. Finding the meridian points. There's one on top of your head in the center as well. And this is all about like helping you find ways to release the excess energy that's trying to purge out of your body. All right. All the emotional body pain, the physical body pain that gets stored up when we don't process certain emotions, certain signals, certain energies that are trying to purge out. And so the second sign and symptom of the Kundalini energy waking up is you're connecting non-linear dots. Okay, you're starting to see messages. You're catching repeated numbers. You're seeing 1111. You're seeing 222. You're seeing 333. You're seeing 444. You're seeing angel number 555. Angel number 666. Angel number 777. But generally, you're seeing them in sequences and you're seeing them in repetition. So it really helps when you know numerology, because numerology plays into tarot, numerology plays into astrology, numerology plays into all things in life. And it's one of the ways that your angels can communicate with you very clearly. So if you understand what the number one is about, and if you don't, I have a free book out there that I'm actually in the process of upgrading. So anybody interested in that, let me know and I'll send that to you. But it's going to have all the numbers in there, 1 through 9. And then the more the 9 repeats, or the more the 8 repeats, or the more the 2 repeats, the more potent the message. So if you see 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, like I've been every day, I pass this sign, and it's literally, I've never seen it before. I've never seen as many 8s before in a row. And every day, not every day, but when I pass it, there's a sign that says 8 about 9 times. It's like 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. And it's just letting me know that I'm going through a tremendous transition. 8 is a number of transition. So when you see repeated signs, is one of the reasons when you actually notice them and understand that it's non-linear. Like it's not going to get you from A to B. Sometimes it's going to take you here, and then it may quantum leap you. Okay, 15 years in the future, right? Like what might have took you 15 years to build slowly, you're going to be like, okay, boom, 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 bam, and then it's like, what the, you know what I mean? So when you start seeing non-linear signs, I could tell you, like, as a life have 11, this is a very like standard thing that happens for me, and my mind does not work in any rational format. It just picks up things. It's like dream interpretation is like, what the fuck? How did that make sense? Like I literally just, I'll leave that part alone because I have my own dreams, but whatever. So these are messages from your spirit guides, your ancestors, your guardians. When you're going through number 3 out of the 14 signs and symptoms, I'm going to put a timestamp of 29:06. And any questions, feel free. Definitely ask them, whether you're live or on the replay. 29 minutes and 6 seconds. Here we go. We're talking the signs and symptoms of a spiritual awakening, okay? Kundalini skin rashes, all right? We talked a little about Kundalini, so if you need to rewind to the beginning, the first 18 minutes all about Kundalini energy and the awakenings, the different channels, the prana, chi, the chakras, whatever. But now you're here for the third symptom of a Kundalini awakening, and it's talking about skin rashes, okay? You might notice skin rashes. You might notice that your body is transforming at a molecular level. Like literally, like you ever felt like inside you feel like you can feel your molecules moving around and shifting. You might notice that your body weight has changed significantly. What you may have been used to from a body weight or from even like a oh yeah, we're gonna get to the ringing in the ears as well. But the ringing in the ears is kind of like back to the second reason with like the non-linear dots that you're able to connect. But I think I have the ringing in the ears later. It's coming from like guardian support. Forgive the train. But you're gonna notice, so the ringing in the ears, that train is really annoying right now. The ringing in the ears, we're going to get to that one as well. But when you're going through like the skin rashes, all right, just for this third reason out of 14, Your body is transforming, all right? And it's stressed the fuck out. This is what's happening in a spiritual awakening. Like, your body is so super duper stressed that it doesn't know how to let a certain amount of energy escape. You have so much energy that is trying its best to escape. So you may think that you're going through an allergic reaction, and you might. So, don't ignore it if you know you are. You might be. Because I thought at first, I was in an allergic reaction. And for the last 3 days, my skin has been going crazy. I woke up at like 2 in the morning, like trying to find like a cream or something. I was like, I'm going crazy. It's fucking scratching. Took like Benadryl, and it was like, but I'm not having an allergic reaction, right? So all of that stuff really only helped a little bit with the antihistamine effect, but it didn't help all of it. And I see somebody else new up in the chat, ringing ears. I used to feel something's coming up that is stuck in my chest. Nitesh, what's going on? How you doing? Definitely ask any questions. So if you feel something stuck in your chest, the chest in astrology or the breast is linked a lot to Cancer. Okay, not like clinical cancer, like the astrology sign Cancer. So your breast, your chest has a lot of symbolizing of Cancer. So if I was you, if it was trapped in your chest or feeling stuck in your chest, I would look at your astrology chart. Hey, thank you. The fuck? The train was going crazy, man. All right. So with your chest, I'm telling you, sometimes you gotta clap back. Like when people are trying to stop your mission, sometimes you literally gotta just clap back. You see that? Just said, hey, the train stopped. All right, thank you. So the chest, I will look at where Cancer sits in your astrology chart. Okay, because then it can give you a sense of what kind of emotion or what kind of area of your life was trapped. And I would not just look at the sign, but look at the house and obviously the planet. So check in what planet it sits in. Check the astrology side of Cancer. Look for that. Where's the planet? Look for the house, and I think you'll get a very clear indication of what kind of memory or emotion. Okay, memory, feeling, or emotion was trapped in your body, because Cancer has a lot to do with our past lives. It can be, all right. It has to do with our roots, our home. It has to do with the mother. It has to do with the memory. Okay, so I would check in like with like nostalgia, where maybe were you keeping a certain memory so close that you wouldn't let go, that wanted to purge, and that it got stuck in the chest. So I would try to look at that. But yes, molecular level, your body is trying to release old karmas. Okay, so that's perfect example. Karma, old karma, coming right back in with the Cancer past life. And we're going to move to the fourth. The fourth, and I think I talked about this a little bit, but I'm going to be able to explain it a little bit better. All right. So, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, here we go. Here's the fourth reason, and I'm going to put a timestamp on this as well. So, here we go. Ask any questions. That's good. I'm glad it makes sense. This is why I'm literally here talking, because I would hope it makes sense. Boom. How you doing, baby? If y'all checking in on the timestamp, this is the fourth sign and symptom of a Kundalini energetic awakening. Okay. My name is Pernell Bobby, your AstroTherapist. I am giving out 15-minute free AstroTherapy sessions. I'm going to be looking into your astrology chart, helping you to master your response to suffering. Okay. And that's unique and intuitive to each person. So anybody that wants that, I believe it's actually copied in, it's pinned at the top. So thank you. Join that. Looking forward to you. Now, the fourth sign and symptom of a Kundalini spiritual awakening is Sleepless Nights. We talked a little bit about this earlier. If you need to go back and check, the first 18 minutes is all about the general information. Now we're in the signs and symptoms. But Sleepless Nights, all right? You find yourself waking up at anywhere from 2 to 4 in the morning. This is a very potent time for all the witches, for all the magicians, all the manifestors, all the empaths, starseeds, light workers, the healers out there. This is the time when you get your downloads. This is the time when you get because at 2 to 4 a.m., it's been classically the witching hours, your spiritual body and your physical body have the ability to meet and to fuse and get rid of what doesn't belong and add in and manifest what you know does belong. So It's a great time to do rituals. It's a great time to ground yourself and do like a meditation if you wake up in the middle of the night. Don't always just go back to sleep. I know I used to do that. I used to be like, what the fuck? Like, why am I up right now? And just go back to sleep. Um, Generally, that becomes a rejection. So be mindful of rejecting uh, the witching hours. When you wake up at that 2 to 4 in the morning, if you can, try not to go back to sleep and don't check your phone. Don't turn on the TV. Don't call nobody. And don't freak out. Don't panic. Just know that the veil between spirit world and human world has thinned. Okay, it didn't break, it thinned, and you now can get angelic downloads. You can get you're more receptive to spiritual messages, whether through numerology and repeated numbers. You might see a certain time on the clock. Um, your intuition is at a heightened level during these witching hours. You are able to, like I said, do rituals, speak a mantra at this time. Okay, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Whatever. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Witching hours are great times if you have a mantra preset. Um, that's a great time at 2 in the morning when you wake up in the middle of the night to start speaking your mantra. So I really love to have a mantra. I have it written out. I would show you guys, but I'm like all mic'd up and it's like whatever. But I say it every day. I say it at least once in the morning, once at night. So mentally, what's happening is the beliefs are purging from your subconscious mind. Okay. This is kind of what's happening on a mental level. And so is there a way I can get a better light? Whatever. Mentally, your body is trying to purge uh, all the old beliefs from childhood, all the old beliefs from teachers that have tried to basically play you and pretend that you weren't as cool as you were. And really, what happened was they knew you were cool, right? They knew you were cool. They knew you were a star child. They knew you were a chosen one. They literally knew that you were so much more advanced. And what happened was those teachers, those parents, whatever, they got envious of you. Literally, they got jealous of you. So all of that stuff, what it does is it created blocks. It created blocks from your spiritual awakening happening when you knew you were ready, okay, or when you before, and maybe. But don't look at it as like, oh my God, why they do that? Look at it as like, thank you, because they actually probably protected you from sometimes waking up too soon. When you're waking up spiritually, having a Kundalini awakening before you're prepared, before you're ready, it could be very dangerous. And on top of that, you're not probably willing to accept it. So it's like, think about the perfect relationship that came around. I'm hearing all types of shit today. Oh, I'm telling you, the spirits are fucking out. Like this lunar eclipse has me tripping ball sack a little bit. I had to like really ground myself. Hey, that's okay, Samir. Oh, I don't have my grounding stone in my pocket. Maybe that's probably would help a lot. So what do you call it? So when you're going through spiritual awakening, 2 to 4 a.m., recognize that those beliefs that no longer belong, that can't come with you from the 3D world to the 4D world, those beliefs can't come. Okay, so it needs a purge. I'm unlovable. Oh my God, I'm fat. Oh my God, like, I'm not going to be shit in this world. Whatever. All those other beliefs that don't belong, the 2 to 4 in the morning when you're waking up, it's basically what's happening is you're kind of phasing in and out of the third dimension and the fourth dimension. All right. I'm not going to talk too much about the fifth dimension because, quite frankly, none of us are there. All right. We got to start to understand 3D, 4D before we even try to go something different. So nobody's there. Like, I'm not fifth dimension. You're not fifth dimension. Nobody. So I'm going to stick to the fourth for the moment. So it's like that purge into the fourth dimension doesn't allow those negative, self-doubting, self-sabotaging beliefs to come along. So you're waking up at 2 to 4 is trying to help you. And the issue is it looks like insomnia, and it's not really an issue. Insomnia is not a problem. It's your spirit trying to give you an advantage, a heads up of like, hey, look, here are these downloads. Here's your body and your mind about to shift on a molecular level. Don't let those mosquitoes get you today. Nah, they ain't been out, bro. They ain't been out. They ain't been out. They ain't been out. But it's good to see you. Absolutely. So we're moving on. Here's my fifth reason for those of you checking in on the timestamp for the 14 signs and symptoms of a Kundalini energetic awakening. I've been called to do this video. Right now we're in the 5th. The first 18 minutes of it has been about the base information of what is Kundalini energy, how can you locate it, where does it come from. It starts in the root, the base chakra, and that energy, mind you, it works up. And I would like to say this for everybody watching. Like I can say myself, like I was born more hyperactive on my crown chakra, third eye, and throat chakra, but I wasn't grounded. I was when I was like in my youth, starting off as a life path 11, I kind of like skipped the bottoms, which is not good. That's not a good thing. Don't try to believe that's a good thing. When you don't have your root chakra, aka your feet in the ground, okay, you don't feel stable. You're worried about bills. You're worried about survival. You're worried about putting food on the table. You're never going to stabilize your third chakra, your crown chakra, your throat chakra, none of that. Okay, you got to get the root chakra and the solar plexus, right? The manipura. You need to get the sacral chakra. Those things need to be secure and stable and stacked first. They need to align. So they're starting off like this. They need to align before you can really begin to access the top, the crown, and all that. So a lot of what's happening is people are forcing their spiritual awakenings, right? They're trying to wake up spiritually rather than surrendering to the time that it presents itself. And what's happening now, but I've been seeing is people are trying to access all of this, unblock this third eye shit because they hear it on the internet, but they're still feeling unsecure. They're still feeling like, oh, how am I going to pay my rent? They're still feeling like, how am I going to put food on the table? So the issue with that is it becomes very volatile and it becomes very unstable. So if I had any recommendation, I would say ground first, get your solar plexus and your willpower in check first. Check in with, like, are you feeling power hungry? This is a solar plexus yellow chakra. Are you power hungry? Okay. Are you hypersexual? Okay. Is your hedonistic chakras, the orange chakra, is it out of balance so much where like you're pursuing sexual endeavors to avoid blah blah blah? These are all the human level, base level chakras. We got to get those in check first. And then you begin to unlock with forgiveness and compassion and empathy, the heart chakra. And then you start worrying about the top ones. So let me kind of get back, because I kind of went off on a tangent, to number 5. Okay. Oh, which is the heart chakra. That's how I got there. But I'll check the comments for you guys first and see what's happening. Hi, Shadow Self. Good to see you guys communicating in the chats. Pressure in the third eye from time to time. Pressure in the third eye means that it's blocked. Like literally. So like these today, I wore these specifically. This is cherry. I don't even know in Spanish. Cheriota in Spanish. And in English it's like cherite, something like that. And it's primarily for not just emotional healing, but clarity from illusions, clarity from all things that block your third eye. Okay. So I'm wearing these specifically today because I knew I was coming in this chat a little off balance. Like my energy is surging and it's trying to escape. And I'm picking up a lot of collective energy from a lot of other people that aren't even in the same fucking country as me. And things are happening. So third eye, when the third eye is feeling pressure, it's trying to tell you that there's something for you to see, but you're out of balance. So you got to then check in where are the pains in your body. Try to do like a breath scan and like breathe and like move the air around your body. Do a breath scan and it's like, I have pain in my neck. Okay, boom. That, like we said earlier, that neck pain is related to relationships. Okay, so it's like potentially abuse in relationships that you've been taking, or self-sabotage in relationships that you've been acting on. So it's telling you when you take care of that, then it's going to open up the illusion that you might have been falling for. So, and that's just an example, right? It could be anything. How do you awaken your Kundalini chakra? Do you think it's wise to do without spiritual teacher? Well, I mean, how we're waking it up is all happening right now. I don't think it's something that you need to actively try to do. I don't, quite frankly, think you need to actively try to awaken your Kundalini chakra. Not at all. I think what actively needs to happen is to identify what your spiritual practices are. Okay, whether that's I wake up in the morning. For me, like I could tell you, I wake up in the morning and I don't do cell phone for the first hour to 2 hours. I don't touch my phone. I don't touch a computer. My mornings are full of either some Japanese Zen music, which I really like a lot, to be honest. I love like Japanese Zen music, Chinese Zen music in the morning. I drink a green tea, which I actually have a green tea from China, and it's like I start off with a green tea. Um, I start out, and then I then move to like releasing energy out of my body daily, because if I come out in the world unbalanced, then this shit's dangerous. So I don't really try personally to awaken my spirit, my Kundalini energy. It's gonna do it on its own. Okay. Like right now, there's a lunar eclipse in Taurus. It's happening on its own. You ain't even got to try to do nothing. We're all being woke up a little bit more. Every single person on the planet, to different degrees. You think it's wise out a spiritual teacher? I mean, I find I have more panic attacks when I'm emotionally imbalanced. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Like fuck yes. And this is why it's important to get the bottom three chakras, okay, the root, the sacral, and the willpower up first. Do you think that is wise to do it as a spiritual teacher? I want to answer you, Samir. Um, I think that when it's time for you to hire a spiritual teacher, you'll know, and you'll ask, and they'll come. Like you'll know, you'll ask, and they'll come. The difference is, are you prepared for what you asked for? Okay, that's more the thing. Because like I said before, like, you know, how many of us ask for love? Oh, I want a love life. I want a romantic love. And you get that partner and they're fucking quote unquote perfect. But then you reject and repel them because you weren't ready. It was a good partnership, but you weren't ready. So you thought it was a bad partnership. You wanted to put blame on them and pretend that they were like your ex, or like they were gonna lie and cheat you. You see what I'm saying? It was a good thing, but we got to be ready for it. So if we're not ready for it, no matter what, it's gonna look like a bad thing. So I think that the do you need a spiritual teacher? You know, only you can answer that question. Like, do you need a spiritual teacher? So, I completely skipped that fourth point. Okay, signs and symptoms. All right, I'm gonna give them a new bang. I'm gonna give them a new timestamp because we went off on a mean ass tangent. All right. Boom, welcome, welcome, welcome. There's 14 signs and symptoms. If you're looking and you're going through a Kundalini energetic awakening, check any of the points prior. The timestamps will show you each point, and I try to stay as clean as I can on this. The fifth point that I have here now, if you don't know who I am, Pernell Bobby, your AstroTherapist, helping you to kind of master your response to suffering, all right? To find meaning in it. And the fifth point is, you know you're going through a Kundalini awakening when you find compassion and you find forgiveness, all right? When you can let that shit like sit and circulate in your heart, okay? When you're ready to look at the people that you feel have wronged you, the people that have hurt you, you are able to see them, and you're not as bitter, you know what I'm saying? You're not as bitter, you're not wishing bad on them. You can actually then start to have compassion for people, especially people you think have hurt you. This is when you know you're going through a Kundalini spiritual awakening. Okay, this is when you're going through a spiritual awakening, because it's like that's when you get to the heart chakra. So we talked about, and like literally right before this point at the end, we talked about the lower 3-level chakra. This is the human existence. Okay, so once you get your human existence in check, what's beautiful then is, I would like to really, what's beautiful then when you get the Kundalini in check, or the bottom levels in check, your heart chakra starts to activate. And once your heart chakra activate, I'm doing something risky. I want to get a little, oh shit, I can't run water. I want to be in the sun. Yeah. Okay. So when you get the, I want that sunlight. Give me that sun, baby. Give me that charge. Yeah, when you, especially for the people that you know that are sleeping, okay? So it's like, how critically are you being? How critical are you when it comes to judging people you know are asleep? You know are really not aware of their power. They're not aware of the ways that they are hurting you, okay? Which really they're not aware of the ways that they're hurting themselves. Okay, this is the key. They're not aware of the ways that they're hurting themselves. I'm sorry, guys. I'm telling y'all, there's some shit happening today. This is whatever. They're not aware of the way they're hurting themselves, so they're definitely not fully aware of the way they're hurting you. All right. So when you're able to start having compassion and you're able to forgive the people that you feel like are sleeping, that's when you know that you're waking up. That's when you know that your heart chakra is ready to cross over from the lower level chakras to the higher chakras. Those bottom three chakras, the heart's in the center, is like the gateway. All right. I like to represent it a lot by Scorpio. The Scorpio was one of the biggest ones that needs. It's Scorpio in astrology is also the gateway, right? It's between. It can see it can see what the humans can't see, and it can see what the spiritual and the unseen world is trying to tell it. These are those rashes I was talking about. They're starting to act up again. Energy surging. So that is one of the ways that you know that you're going through a spiritual awakening. When you can forgive, you can feel empathy for people. Okay, you feel compassionate, especially for the ones that you feel like have hurt you. And this is the key. This is the key theme. All right. And let me check with questions. How to be ready for it. How do you stable your root chakra? Is it about meditation? This is one of the best ways. This is literally one of the best ways that I know to actually stabilize you, right? You know, meditation. I meditate every day. What up, Quentin? What up, my dude? I meditate every day, right? Is meditation the fucking cure-all? Some will say absolutely yes. Do I believe that everybody knows how to meditate? Fuck no. I believe that most of the people in the world have long forgotten the art of meditation, and they completely fucking don't understand what meditation is about. Meditation is a way to step outside of your body and be the spider on the wall that can watch you watching yourself. Okay, like pretend that you're the spider on the wall and you have this perceptivity. You can perceive yourself. I can watch myself and how I feel, how I'm engaging with you online. So while I'm doing what I'm doing on YouTube, I also have this ability to see me. So right now I'm meditating. Wow, look at that. And when you meditate, you're present with all things. So you're able to sit there and catch your hat on the fly, right? Because you're just present. Like meditation is an act of self-love. So I don't want to like try to pretend that meditation is the only way to ground yourself, because I don't believe that. And I don't think that is reasonable for us to just say, just go meditate. I fucking hate people, quite frankly, that just says, oh yeah, just go meditate and go be zen and fucking like really the spiritual community is real fucked up because the internet is allowing anybody who knows how to target people on social medias to be a spiritual guru, to be a master. And they're claiming that shit without doing any of the work, and they're hurting a lot of people. So that was me and my personal feelings, whatever. All right. But I think that putting your feet in the ground are a better way to ground. Like literally, like put your feet in the dirt, leave your phone, and walk in the grass. If you don't have grass, walk in the river. If you don't have a river, walk in the ocean. If you don't have an ocean, walk in anything considered nature. Like literally, this is a better way, in my personal opinion, to ground. You don't have to sit there in kumbaya and try to pretend that you're getting better, that this is working. Because if I know better, quite frankly, if I think about my own meditation journey, meditation is hard. Meditation is one of the hardest things you're gonna ever fucking do. Meditation is not for the weak of heart. It's not for the simple mind. Okay, it's tough to sit down and try to pretend that you're not judging yourself with every single thought you're having. You feel me? Like that's a lie. Now, however, when you're meditating properly and you know what you're doing, and you maybe you're taking some classes, maybe somebody have trained you. I think that meditation is something. If I wasn't living in Asia and actually learned meditation from monks in fucking Laos and in Thailand, quite frankly, like it would hold no weight for me. It would hold no weight for me because for starters, I needed to even respect my teacher, right? Like I had to respect my teachers and the monks for starters. So I respected monks as people that know how to meditate. I don't respect this jackass from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, or fucking San Diego, California, who just did some research online about how to meditate and then wants to regurgitate that bullshit to me. I don't respect that guy or that woman. I don't care. I respect the person who fucking meditates. And when I learned from them, everything was very different. So I don't think meditation is the key. I don't think it's the end all be all. I think that we're working our way back to it. Okay. I think it also depends on where you are in the world, because in the Eastern world, yeah, when I was living in Asia, those motherfuckers meditate a lot more. But even then, they got a lot of the younger generation is getting away from it, right? Like, you know, they're like teeny bopping and blah 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 blah. And the Western world is doing it because they know that they can make money running meditation retreats and yoga retreats, and they're just doing it because, again, an extension of greed, which has nothing to do with meditation. Meditation is happening if you're present. And this is when you know you're going through a Kundalini spiritual awakening. When you find yourself more present with all things. The Kundalini is in everything, okay? Melanin is in everything. Everything that's alive, that's in fucking like grass. Grass is alive, okay? Dirt is alive. That tree behind me is alive. The ladybug that lands on you is alive. The spider that you see and is like talking to you is alive. You know what I'm saying? All these things are alive. So when you have the ability to be present with all the things that's happening, like me hearing the crickets, okay, and the cars in the distant distance, like literally, like while still being able to talk to you, all of that is a meditation. So meditation is happening when I'm washing the dishes. And Nietzsche Han taught me that. When I was living in Asia, this guy Nietzsche Han, he's a writer actually. I think he put like the art of mindfulness or some shit like that. And from him, I learned that you know, I used to hate washing dishes. And he taught me that you can meditate while washing dishes. He literally had that exact line in his book. And so what am I saying? What I'm saying is when I learned that meditation is an act of self-love and it's an act of observation, okay, just being fully present, even while talking to you, understanding that my stomach has a little bit more water retained because I had some salt this morning, okay? Like I can feel that in my gut. It's meditation. So, all right, tangent done. What about a bird talking to you? A bird talking to you is talking to you. It's telling you what it's telling you. It's just that simple. You know, the thing about spirituality is like we really need to like simplify shit. Like everything does not have a reason. You know, if the bird is talking to you, it's talking to you, and it has told you something. What did it tell you? You know what I mean? Like, and that's it. But you can't hear the bird talking to you if you're not listening. Boom, here we go. We're on number 6. For those of you checking in on the timestamp of the Kundalini Awakening, my name is Pernell Bobby. I'm your AstroTherapist, helping you to master your response to suffering, okay? Not suffering itself, but how you respond to it. Because, you know, suffering is what it is. And quite frankly, it actually is just a fiction of your imagination. Like, you only believe you're suffering because you were told that there's a definition to pain and suffering. In reality, like, life is just happening, okay? It's just happening. And how we look and perceive it, you can change that narrative of, oh, this is painful, and oh my God, I'm suffering so much, and I need, what the fuck was that? You know, damn, something bit me. I'm getting, it's another one, motherfuckers. All right, so I'm here. Oh, that one definitely bit me. That's an immediate, oh my God. Okay, whatever. Extreme eye sensitivity. This is my 6th reason if you know you're going through a spiritual awakening. Yo, I can't do lights, yo. Like, if it's not the sunlight or the moonlight or a candle, I get fucked up. Like, so you know that when lights bother you and you start getting like, they irritate you, like you find your vision is getting either blurry, or you find that lights in your eyes to light sensitivity is just so like, you ever feel like a vampire, like, and like I legit have felt exactly like that plenty of time. That thing bit me good too, motherfucker. That wasn't even a mosquito. I don't even know what the fuck that one was. So yeah, when you get real sensitive to light, computer screens, like literally, like I have these glasses because of I like went blind when I was living in Asia, and I didn't actually go blind. Like I could see, but blind more to the computer in the phone. 'Cause I was editing a lot of video at the time, and I had like coaching clients. I was doing like life coaching with like groups, and so I had a lot of contact consistently with the computer, more than I ever had, and my eyes were like wilding the fuck out. So turn your phone screens on black or like dark mode. It helps tremendously. You're sensitive to the sun. I don't know. Sensitive to what? Your eyes are sensitive to the sun. Um, Turn your computers to like black mode, blue light filters on your computer screen, your glasses, whatever it is a tremendous help, because when you start knowing you get sensitive to light, you're going through a spiritual awakening, and that actually can happen to sunlight. So I don't think it. I mean, everybody is everybody, right? I was living in California when I was going through my spiritual awakening. The sun was brutal. I was crying every day. I was working outside. I was bartending, but I worked outside, and the sun was so strong, and there was no cloud coverage in San Diego, and I was tripping ball sack. Like I would literally be at the tables, like serving people their alcohol, their food, whatever, and I would be like trying to not cry. I would be crying from the sunlight. So but that was happening only during my wake up. Okay, that didn't continue, because now, like, I literally look at the sun. Like I look at the sun almost daily. I look up, I close my eyes because obviously you don't want to burn your retinas, but I look at the sun through my eyelids. I use my eyelids as a protector, and it helps to actually charge me back up. Okay, the sunlight is obviously very, very charging to your energy. I also will like charge my ball sack. Like literally, like if you're a female, your titties and your clit and your vagina, you should charge that in the sun. If you're a male, your genitals, your ball sack, your dick, you should charge that into the sun. This is a very ancient quote unquote technique, and it's always existed. It's very key if you want to recharge your sacral chakra. You can charge your balls, your titties, all that shit, your sexual organs, charge them in the sun. Especially if you know you're having sex and you're meeting partners that are out of alignment. It could really help you to get back into alignment. And it could also increase your libido. It can increase your drive to experience pleasure and joy. So I'm a big fan of like charge your balls, your titties, your vagina, charge all that shit in the sun. I can't see the sun. Wear sunglasses, my man. Like if that's the case, like put some sunglasses on. Or what do you call it? There's a obsidian. You can get an obsidian and put the obsidian rock. They have like legit like obsidian crystals that you can use where you can look directly at the sun. Because then if you can't look at the sun now for whatever reason, use that obsidian and then look at the sun, and I guarantee that sun begins to heal your eyes, and then you'll be able to look at it normal. Guarantee. So let's move on to the 7th reason out of 14 when you know you're going through a spiritual awakening. Oh, this one's hard. This one is hard. I won't lie to you. This one caused me a lot of pain. All right. Welcome to this timestamp. This is the 7th reason out of 14 I'm going to give you today when you know you're going through a spiritual awakening. Okay. I got to move back into the fucking sun, the shade, because my charger is back over there. I need to get a little sun. Here's the 14th reason. When you're going through an identity crisis, woo, ladies and gentlemen, this one, and I can tell you, this one has affected me mostly as a black man, quite frankly, like a black man growing up in America. This was the one that was hard for me to let go as a part of the spiritual awakening. And it took a lot of twin flame dynamics. It took a lot of soulmates to come back and remind me of who the fuck I am. It took a lot of pain for me to release my identity, okay? For me to release being black, okay? For me to release being, systemically oppressed. For me to release the narrative that every cop is a fucking pig and they want to kill us all. Right. So like literally, like it took me 14 countries to travel in order for me to begin to really release this part of my social identity of I am a black man. OK, so this is still only a 3D world. Right. When you're moving and you're going through a spiritual awakening, it's preparing you for the 4th dimension. In the 4th dimension, being black isn't a thing. You're just a soul. You're just a spirit. Being white ain't a thing. Being Chinese ain't a thing. Being Indian ain't a thing. OK, so when you're going through a spiritual awakening, you start to recognize this, and it could be very difficult depending on how well you are at holding on to your identity, your social identity of, oh, well, I grew up in the South, I'm a hillbilly, or, oh, you know, I'm a gangbanger, you know, I grew up in this neighborhood, or whatever it is. That was a very tough one for me. I won't lie to you. But what's happening is your energy, you can't take that social identity along with you as you merge with the earth. Okay, as you merge with the earth's energetic frequency and the energetic frequency of, like, again, fourth dimension, you're leaving the 3D. You have to purge that part of your identity of, oh, well, I'm broke. Okay, that's part of your cultural identity. Oh, I can't make money doing YouTube and being a teacher of all things spiritual and dream interpretations and astrology. You have to let go of that. I had to let go of my credentials. Okay, you notice that none of you even know what I went to college for, right? Everybody on here doesn't even know what I went to university for, or that I even went to university. I had to release my credentials of, oh, hey, I'm a physiologist and yada yada yada, or I'm this ambassador of this, and you know, I was the top of my. You got to release all of that. And when you go into spiritual awakening, you have to release all those cultural parts of your identity that makes you believe that you're something bigger than the fucking rest of the entire universe. Okay, like let's say egotistical bonds to the identity. Oh man, I'm kicking it now. I'm coming through, baby. Give me the do. Give me the do. All right, so woo. Okay, listen. This one was tough for me. I won't lie to you. Releasing my social identity, primarily for me as a black man, okay, was difficult. Okay, of everything that everybody tried to tell me that I'm supposed to be as a black man, was very, very difficult, and it felt like I was betraying my people while I was out here traveling all these different countries. It felt like me not allowing myself to release that didn't also allow me to release the generational mindset around money. Okay, that was tough for me to release that social identity, but spirit for me was telling me, look, Bobby, we got to take you to the next level, and the next level requires you to have more money in your pocket, because money is not the root of evil. I grew up and my cultural identity taught me that money is the root of all evil. That's fucking false. And these are my people that I love the most that are telling me that, right? Like the people I love the most, money are the root of all evil. But what was really happening? It was one conditioning passing down from another conditioning, passing down from another conditioning. Because at a certain point in my family's history, money was in the same class of our oppressors, our slave masters. Our slave masters had money and we didn't. So it became the root of all evil. But I had to let go of some of these generational ties and allow my social identity to evolve and recognize that discrimination has no use in the fourth dimension. Okay, it's a lower level vibration. Discrimination is a lower level vibration. We shouldn't discriminate on anybody. As long as we continue to do that, you're not going to evolve. All right. So that one was a big one for me. I'm actually really happy to say that out loud because I feel lighter right now in the moment to be able to express that. So thank y'all for being on the other side of hearing that. Let me see what we got. Quentin saying, that's me, baby. What up? How do you merge with earth frequency during Kundalini Awakening? Everything we're talking about right now, bro. Literally. Everything we're talking about right now. Literally. I'm giving you literally the signs and the symptoms 1 through 14, which is also in the description of this video, of how you do it. But that's a very difficult process. What process? Are you talking about the merging with Mother Earth and moving to the 4D? Absolutely. If that's what you're talking about, you're fucking right, bro. This is why people go back to sleep, and this is why people don't try to wake up. Like I said it in the beginning, and I'm gonna say it again for those of you who didn't hear me. Spiritual awakenings fucking suck. Okay, let me repeat this. Let me take off my hat. Spiritual awakenings fucking suck. It's just that simple. They suck, bro. Like, I swear to God, they suck. It's difficult. It's hard. It's not fun. I don't recommend it for the weak of heart. If you know you got a weak heart, you know you got a weak mind, stay asleep. You're doing us a favor. Stay asleep until you're ready. Because like I said before, on the other side of being woke, quote unquote, are you going to be happier that you're not still in this matrix and that you're not allowing yourself to be played to such an extent? Well, looking back hindsight, yeah, it's like, if I look back hindsight, Do I want to go back to sleep? Fuck no. But do I also have days where I be like, yo, it was a lot easier when motherfuckers was just sleeping? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it was a lot easier. Life was fucking peaches and cream. Like, life was peaches and cream. So I don't even judge people that want to go back to sleep, right? I'm telling you, when I was first going, I had my around 16, no, around, it happened in multiple times. I rejected all my spiritual awakenings until I think like 24 years old. Okay. 16 was one of the first next big ones. And I was like, nope, God, take this shit back. Like, when I tell you I had these night screams and day screams, I would pick up on so much energy from other people that I was helping, people that I was working with, and that people that got raped. Okay. I was taking and absorbing all their energy. Okay. People that have witnessed death. I had clients coming to me talking about they were playing Russian roulette with themselves. And it was like, why are people telling me all these things? And I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was not grounded. I had all of this shit hyperactive. Third eye, crown, and throat chakra were hyperactive from birth. But from generational standpoint, my root chakra was fucked up. So I wasn't grounded. I wasn't ready. So like I said, even though today I can see it as a good thing are only good things when you're ready for it. If you ain't ready for it, it's bad. I said it before. If you get this beautiful fucking woman, she come into your life and she's perfect. She's wifey material, right? She literally not playing you. She's not trying to like make you feel insecure about blah, blah, blah. She's loving the fact that you want to be a supportive male role in her life and want to and have a clear mind. She's supporting all that. But I'm not ready. Guess what? I'm going to repel her. I'm going to push her away. That's a bad thing now. It's a good thing, but I'm not ready. So it's a bad thing. So yes, tangent done. It's fucking difficult. It's fucking difficult. It's fucking difficult. Releasing your social identity is difficult. You know what I'm saying? It is. But this is why I had to travel the world. Like I no longer had a choice. I had to take 4 years outside the country so that all of the things outside the country, guess what? Had nothing to do with my social identity. Everything that I met, all the people I met outside my country, it ain't nothing to do with mine. It had nothing to do with black people. It had nothing to do with slavery. It had nothing to do with police brutality. It had nothing to do with being broke. It had nothing to do with being black at all, right? Or at least the image of black. Because that's also not even true. It's not even true. It's literally not even true. Because if I sit here and I look at my dad is black and I look at his lifestyle, it's like, motherfucker not broke at all. So, like, listen, I'm going to move to number 8. Hell yeah, that shit's not easy. Shit's difficult. All right, here we go. 113 36. What up, what up, what up? You guys coming on a timestamp. This is number 8. This is the 8th sign and symptom of going through a Kundalini spiritual awakening. My name is Pernell Bobby. I'm your AstroTherapist checking in with you, helping you to master your response to suffering, okay? Not trying to get rid of it. Try to master how you respond to it. Find meaning in the suffering and integrate that into your body. So right now, we're going through a lunar eclipse in Taurus. And that integration into our body, Taurus is part of the body, and our 5 senses, our smell, our touch, our taste, our sight, all of these 5 senses are being stimulated in a way that is making us a little bit more chaotic, okay, making us feel a little bit more unbalanced. But understand that when going through a spiritual awakening, it's happening actually to create more stability, more balance, okay, in your life, especially emotionally and physically and spiritually, so that we can take in these downloads, so we can access our intuition. The 8th sign and symptom that I have is you don't want to party no more. All right. You find yourself not caring to be surrounded by so many distractions. Distractions are going to be more subjective to your own personal life. That could be strippers. That could be porn. That could be fucking coffee. It could be cooking food. It could be eating out all the time as a distraction. It could be calling friends that you know you don't even want to talk to. And you're just calling them because you don't want to do the work, because you don't want to go through your spiritual awakening. You rather distract yourself. It could be sex. Okay. That was a distraction for me for a long time. Sex was a distraction. I had to say no. I had to literally just say, I'm not having sex. I don't give a fuck what you look like. right? It was a distraction at a point. So partying, you know, drinking alcohol, when you find yourself getting super sensitive to alcohol, understanding alcohol is a depressant, okay? Depress. It presses energy inward and it doesn't allow you to express it outwards, which is why all my clients, I'm like, look, if you're going to drink tequila, straight up, drink tequila. Because even wine is a depressant. However, I still have a bottle of wine. I still have a bottle of wine. It ain't even cracked. It's just sitting there for whenever the day that it is drank. I don't ever recommend it on times like eclipses, okay? Because energy is already super volatile. We're going through an eclipse right now. It's a partial eclipse, but it's the one of 3, all coming 2 more next year and 1 more in Scorpio. So days like this, we're 2 days away from an eclipse. I don't recommend it. Don't drink. But if you do, you do. And the consequence will be what it's going to be. You might find when you get really sensitive to alcohol, this is when you're going through a spiritual awakening. You're like, I don't really drink like I used to. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find yourself going through one of those spiritual awakenings. You're going to find yourself not wanting to party, or if you do party, you want to go to exclusive parties. So like when I party now, I'm like, yo, look, I'm probably inviting people to my crib. And it's going to be like a select elite people. It's going to be, 3 to 4 people. Even if it's 10 people, it ain't a whole party. It ain't like, hey, party over there, everybody break my shit. No, when you start going through a spiritual awakening, you're like, look, don't break my shit. That's some ancient China shit from China, right? Like, yeah, don't touch my shit. But you start wanting to be around people that respect you. You start wanting to be more around people that honor what integrity looks like for you. Okay, so it's like you're not gonna want fake people around you. You're not gonna want envious people around you. You're not gonna want jealous people around you. You're not gonna want overly prideful people around you. Pride doesn't have to be bad, but it can be. And oftentimes, I would say Americans especially, fuck it, the world too many people lean more towards the bad side of pride. There's a good side of pride, but too many people lean to the bad side. You're gonna find that you don't have the energy to be around these people no more. Okay, you're gonna find that this is one of the signs and symptoms when you're going through a spiritual awakening. LSD for the eclipses. Yeah, you hardcore, baby. I ain't mad at you, nor do I got judgment. I've never done LSD, but I've always told myself that I want to do LSD when I'm an old man and I'm skydiving. I say I want to skydive to my death. Like when I know that like if I get to the point I'm shitting my pants, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's probably time to go. It's probably time to die. So throw me in a plane, and I always want to skydive on LSD and just fucking fly with the angels. And I said that when I was like 13 or something. I was young, and that was my wish. So hopefully that happens when I die. Okay. What you mean, hopefully? It's gonna happen. I'm a fucking Aries. I'm gonna do it. Fuck that. All right, here we go. Boom, welcome. We are number 9 out of 14 reasons, okay? 14 signs and symptoms of a Kundalini awakening. When you're going through it, what you can expect, how does that play out? And I'm your Pernell Bobby, all right? Your AstroTherapist, helping you use astrology, leveraging that to master your response to suffering, all right? And with that said, we're going to check in with the 9th sign and symptom of a spiritual awakening. You find yourself alert, okay? You find yourself present. You find yourself listening with presence. You find yourself listening through the lens, okay, of love. Okay, let's pretend that these lenses are love, and you're able to see the world through the lens of love. You're able to see the world through the lens of presence. You start recognizing that bird went and it what do you call it? It chirped. It chirped twice. It said boop, boop. But if I back up, it chirped 4 times. So it was a 2 and a 2. That was a 5. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like that angel number and repetitive numbers, it could come in through just the bird chirping, where the bird message was exactly what it was. It was, okay, I gave you the 2 and I gave you 2 more. So that 2 can tell me multiple things, okay? Because now it's like I see 2 lights on the screen. So it's like, okay, 2 2 2. What is that? Okay, bam, we talking union. All right, we talking cooperation. We talking watch out for codependency. Okay, that could be not just a person, but codependent on doing YouTube videos. Okay, like, am I dependent on you guys and your validation on this YouTube video? So I didn't really give you guys a real example, but presence. When you are alert and you recognize, right now I can hear a bus. It's about 3 streets away and it's backing up, and I can hear that bus. Boop, 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 boop. So just presence. You start realizing all the micro shifts, not just in the world around you, but most importantly, probably because you recognize the micro and the molecular shifts in the world within you, which is what allows you to see the world outside of you. So this is the thing. We all keep looking outside of us, right? For signs, for symptoms, for this, for that. It's becoming aware and alert of the changes in your body. Me looking and understanding, okay, look, I'm not going through an allergic reaction. I'm having a Kundalini rash. This rash is happening because so much energy is trying its best to escape out of my body at such an accelerated rate that I need to help it by doing some release on different meridian points. Okay, maybe. So presence. The key thing is presence while being able to observe your ego. Not saying your ego's bad. Your ego is your ego. It's not bad. Okay. It can make you feel or perceive, okay, which is just your perception, that this is bad. But once again, it just is. It's just something that is. It's to be addressed if you can observe it without fear. Okay. And I'm not going to say fear is false evidence appearing real, because it's like, people get so caught up in these dumbass fucking acronyms, and like they get so, again, external. But whatever. So when I say look at your ego without fear, what I mean is be willing, even if you are going to judge your ego, to judge it accurately. Okay. So let's say something like, I discover as I observe myself through alertness and listening with presence, I observe about myself that I literally just want to have sex just to have fun. Like if I observe that about myself, to not try to change it, not try to shift it and be like, ooh, but that's not okay. Like I can't want to have sex just for fun. I got to have sacred sex. I got to have sex with crystals, and I need to give her a massage and this and that. Like, no, look, like to be able to observe without fear, okay, the truth, without trying to change it based off of my feelings or based off of how I feel you're going to feel about me. It's like, no, actually, you know what? This is the truth. The truth is, I just wanted to have sex with you. And the truth is, I know that it's not even fully in alignment with where I'm at and my values. But I'm not going to judge the fact that I straight up just want to have sex with you. And I don't even want to talk to you afterwards. It is what it is. Being able to observe that without fear, this is what I mean. To just accept that that was the observation. And then if I do agree or don't agree with it, then I can make the next step. Then I could decide, okay, well, this is not really in alignment with my values. So what is it about me that wants to do that? And then when I start asking deeper questions, I start getting to the point of understanding, like, actually, I'm going through a spiritual awakening, and sex is a very good distraction. Because if I'm having a fuck buddy, now I'm blown off my nut so much where I'm getting tired, okay? I don't have as much mental clarity as normal, so I don't have the attention span to be alert, to see the signs, to listen to the blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to keep blowing this nut. And you see what I'm saying? So when you can observe with presence and alertness, you can start to observe your ego without fear. And that is what's going on when you're going through Kundalini Awakening. You start to go a step deeper, and you stop thinking that, oh, I just like sex, so I'm going to take what I like. No, it's not about that. It's not about, oh, I just like sex, I'm going to take what I like. It's actually about, you don't want to go through this wake-up process, and you don't want to accept the truth. You don't want to accept the real underlying reasons of why you're engaging in these sexual intercourses. You feel me? So when you're going through a Kundalini Awakening, alertness is one of the signs when you can start becoming alert of, damn, actually, you know what? My sex drive is out of balance, and my sacral chakra is disbalanced. And what I find joy in is not actually what I want to keep finding joy in. It's an old part of me that needs to die or wants to die. Okay. We're at number 10. Oh, I'm gonna pump it. I'm gonna pump it out today. Woo, we're number 10 out of 14. We're number 10 out of 14. Signs and symptoms of a Kundalini Awakening. I'm starting to move. Sometimes you gotta move your body. I gotta move my body right now. I'm telling you, I got so much energy. I gotta get it out. Number 10. Angel numbers, baby. Especially when you keep seeing them in repeat. Angel numbers. When you start seeing consecutive numbers, you keep seeing them just on repeat. 11 is one of the signs of the twin flames, and 333 is one of the signs of the twin flames. Okay. And if not twin flame, it could also be the sign of a soulmate. Soulmate, I did a video about soul contracts. Soulmates are people that in your past life, before you came back to this new life and reborn karmically, whatever. Soulmates, or contracts were created with them, and they're like, look, around what's today? November 14th. It's not the 14th. At 6 p.m., I need you to actually run your car into this other car. And you're gonna be like, what? Be like, hey, look, bitch, you owe me from 2 lives ago. I need you to run your car into that car. Why would I do that? Because I need to meet Rebecca at November 14th at 3 p.m. exactly on the dime. Run that bitch. You owe me from past life. So when you start seeing numbers, it doesn't have to be that extreme example. But when you start seeing numbers, this is when your soul contracts are being reactivated with somebody. A lot of times they could have been a past lover, which is why they may seem so familiar. It could have just been a past friend where you feel a connection with, but we confuse those connections with sexual connection, sexual energy. And sometimes it's actually like, nope, like this is just a soulmate. Stop crossing that line. So when you see angel numbers and repeat, you got to learn what numerology is at its base. So you need to know what number 1 is about. I look at it as instinctive exploration. You got to know number 2 is about. I look at it as cooperation. You got to know number 3. I look at it as movement and knowledge and joy. Okay. Number 4, it's like stability. Being mindful also of when you get too stuck, too stagnant. Sometimes you see a 4-4, it says you're too stuck, too stagnant, too cyclical. But it also could mean that you need a structure. All right. 5 means big change. Okay. I look at 5 as the big change maker. You see 555, it means that you're a big change maker. You are somebody here to change the world, and you're going to undergo. Thank you for all these likes, by the way. I see 5 people on here. I want to see 5 thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. You see 5, it's like, look, big changes are happening in your life. Big changes are about to come. And whatever you found stable, like, hold on with surrender. Like, right? You feel me? Like, it's going to change up in a way that you can't expect it. I see number 6. 6 can be multiple things. 6 could be family. It could be a call to family. All right. I was seeing a lot of 66. 66, but the most I've been seeing, it's a call to family. And I've been recognizing, like, oh shit, like I came out here to Arkansas and I'm like, I thought I was coming here to heal my relationship and my beliefs around who my father is. And what I realized is my father needs me just as much as I thought I needed him. So 666 is like to be more selfless in your service. Okay. 6 is the number of service. Be selfless. Cook a dinner, knowing that somebody's gonna come home. Have food ready for them. Let it be a surprise. Clean the toilet, for once, if you didn't do that prior. Whatever it is, it's a number of service, a number of family, and also it's a number of like doing the daily mundane task. Do what you need to do on a day-to-day to get the mission to come to pass. All right. Number 7 is like bringing spirituality down to earth. So it's being able to take all this spiritual jargon and shit and actually make it make sense to humans. Okay. Bringing it down to earth is the number of objectivity. I look at it as the objective sage. It's super duper wise. But it could take that wisdom and it can make it make sense to humans so that it doesn't have to seem like, here's the spiritual awakening. All you must do is stand on one foot and lift your legs like a crane. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? They can say something like, oh yeah, bro, just go put your feet in the dirt. And you're going to ground yourself. You feel me? So 8 is a number of transitions, a number of power, a number of sex, a number of change. It's about death and rebirth. So you see 8, it's like, look, prepare yourself for a transition, or you may be going through a transition when you see 8. It's also a number of massive and infinite. Okay, 8, infinite abundance. I see comments. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get to you. Infinite abundance. 9 is a number of like, I look at it as like the altruistic believer. So it's like when you see a number 9, you're like, your mission is either near completion. Okay, because when you hit the 0 again, which is 10, the 0 is like you hit the full circle. You hit it's the world card, I think, in a tarot, and it's like full completion. All right, but 9 is like you're right at the edge of completion. You're about to complete a altruistic belief of yours, an altruistic dream of yours. So it's kind of giving you support. Now you add the 111 and 222, 333, 444, 555, 66, whatever. It's giving you signs. Tina. Spiritual awakening made me feel like I would die soon. Die, as no doctor was able to diagnose the medical problem. Yeah, and ironically is when you go through a spiritual awakening, you are dying, right? Like in order to have a rebirth, you have to die. So I'm not a really big fan of medical doctors. I fucking hate doctors. I got a couple good friends in there that are changing the system from the inside out, and they're able to withstand blah blah blah, and they understand everything we're talking about, and they got to play a role. I'm not that guy. Um, I'm not that guy. I hate doctors because they lie. You know, I was a physiologist in the field, and I don't respect that they know enough and they hide it because they care about their credential and losing their license more. So like I gave up my credentials. Like I gave up my credentials in that space of medicine. Um, I gave them up. I was never a doctor. I was en route to it. And I gave them all up because I recognized they wouldn't let me tell the truth. I was like, wait, well, we can cure cancer. It was like, yeah, but you can't say that. You have to say manage the symptoms. I'm like, yeah, but no, fuck that. We can cure it. Why would I say manage? Oh, well, you know, we can cure HIV. No, you can't say that. HIV is uncurable. What the fuck you mean? Magic Johnson is still alive. And other people have cured. Oh, here herpes. Oh, no, you can't cure it. No, what the fuck you mean? Yes, you can cure herpes. Like, so that's another side boat. So yeah, it's not that they're not able to diagnose the problem, they don't want to because they're under the foot and sucking the dick of the pharmacies. Okay, pharmacies got them in big bank. They got big bank in their pocket. So the mission is not for them to give you a proper diagnosis. This is why I don't fuck with them. But whatever. And yeah, you are dying, by the way. So the key thing is let it happen. Let it happen. All right, here we go. What if you see it all day long? Every time I look, it's a different number. Yeah, I mean, Quentin, I seen your astrology chart. So, you know, first off, you're an alien, right? Like you have that Aquarius moon, you're already an alien. You know, the moon allows you to by itself to see the unseen, to see things at its roots. Okay. And Aquarius gives you the intellectual mind, the higher consciousness. Aquarius is higher consciousness, gives you the higher consciousness to actually understand it. So the key thing is when you see it, you have to just think, what was you thinking? This is the most important thing when you see an angel number. You're not going to fully get the understanding unless you know and you to be alert and pause and think, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? I was thinking about starting my YouTube channel. Okay, if you saw a 1111 when you were thinking about starting a YouTube channel, instinctive expiration, okay? Instinctive expiration. Anybody that wants the book that I had like I said, I'm doing an update. If you anybody want the book on all these angel numbers, chakras, I basically made a book. It's a spiritual advisor kit. It's all things spiritual. Okay, it exists. So anybody wants that, just let me know. Send me an email, some shit. I think all that's at the top. What we got? All right, we're gonna move to the next one. I believe I'm an alien. No, you're definitely an alien, bro. Like your whole natal chart, you alien. I'm not even gonna give nobody else the extra details. You're just an alien. But remind you, you're an alien. You're an alien in the sense where you are the ambassador. Okay, so you almost need some Libra friends because Aquarius is the ambassadors. They talk with other life forms. Okay, in space and beyond space, they communicate. They are very well able to be in the dark, and you have all that Scorpio as well. Aquarius are able to talk to other life forms, ancient, not even ancient species, but technologically advanced. Technologically, we can't actually explain the species that Aquarius talks to. So we're gonna say technology advanced for simplicity. But all of the most advanced races in space and beyond space, Aquarius talks to. And you guys are the ambassadors. And you're basically here to give it back to Libra. Because you're not really fully equipped to talk to, you're equipped to create groups, which Aquarius runs. They run groups, but you just create the group. You don't want to be in the spotlight of it. You then need a Libra who can disseminate the information as the social ambassador of all things spiritual. Okay. So they then can intellectualize with people and they have the capacity to talk to people. So that's a whole nother tangent. We're going to talk spiritual awakening today. All right. But I hope that helped, my guy. And I thank you all for being able to listen and have the attention span for this, because for too long I used to think it's not possible. All right. What it do? We are here. Number 11 out of 14. Signs and symptoms of a Kundalini spiritual awakening. Here we go. My name is Pernell Bobby. I am your AstroTherapist using astrology to be leveraged as something that can help you master suffering, okay? The response to suffering, not suffering itself, but the response. So the 11th reason of the Kundalini spiritual awakening, all these flies are annoying, is, can I read? You don't feel ready. You prefer to deny your spiritual mission. And I'm telling you, don't go back to sleep. All right, so this is what I was talking about this about. Sorry, I'm energetically like, blah. I was talking a little about this earlier. Fuck, I can't even speak. I was talking a little bit about this earlier. When I was saying, good things can be good, but if we're not ready for them, they seem bad. Okay? The example I used was, I'm asking for love. Bam, the love of my life came. She's fucking perfect. But I'm not ready for her. So I repel her and push her away, and I prefer to think she's bad. This is the same in the spiritual awakening. It's like you waking up, and I gave you this example. When I was waking up, when I was 16, I was waking up, and I was like, no, fuck this power god. I'm going back to sleep. I don't want it. And I literally said exactly that. I was like, I don't want it. It was too much. I was breaking at the seams. I was crying, and I had tears that were not mine. I felt pains in my stomach that were not mine. Psychically, it was way too many fucking voices. I was like, fuck this, take me out. And I got my wish. God took that power back. So when you go into a spiritual awakening, you might feel like, I'm not ready. You start to see the matrix for what it is. You're like, I'm not ready. And it becomes easier to deny it rather than to accept the truth that you see. When you go into a spiritual awakening, it becomes easier to deny it because you're like, wait a minute. I saw this thing and, in my dream, but then I wasn't dreaming. I was actually journaling, but I was journaling in my dream. I was journaling in real life, and I can't actually tell the difference anymore of, was this real? You start asking these questions like, was this real? And it was real. You know the synchronicities, the nonlinear understanding that you had, which is the difficulty, right? Non-linear. It was like you connected a dot from here, and here, right? And it was like, no, that's not possible. You just skip steps. Out of 100, you skip steps 40 through 76. So it's like going from 40 to 76, all that shit in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Did you develop yourself enough, right? Did you do what you were called to do? Were you meditating? Were you putting your feet in the ground? Were you getting nature? Were you eating grounded foods? Okay. Were you eating less processed foods? Were you taking time for yourself? Are you able to be alone? Do you take a walk? And can you take a walk alone? Or do you always need to go to the movies with somebody? Do you always need somebody else to be around you to distract you from your own intuition? Boom. If you were skipping all that, this is what happens. Because when you go through a spiritual awakening, you skip a shit ton of steps. Only really to show you that you didn't do the work 6 months ago that you were asked to do, 2 years ago that you were asked to do, and then this awakening will fucking want to rip your shit apart. Like, and then you're like, hold the fuck up. What the fuck? All things familiar are no longer familiar. And then we want to go back to sleep. We want to just say, nope, take this shit. God, I'm not ready. Yo, when you're on a spiritual mission, when you're on a path and you know you're waking up to a higher calling, I can't say this enough. You need your rituals. Because when the ground starts shaking and the earth is ripping apart, there's only going to be one thing that keeps you stable. And it's the stability that you created for yourself. I don't care how tired I am, or how grumpy I am, or how moody I am. Every fucking day I say my mantra. And that shit it takes like 2.5 minutes to say. Where sometimes I'm like, but I know that I have to, because I'm not going to be able to do my job and carry the load that I was built to carry without making sure that I'm emotionally stable. without making sure that all the intellectual and spiritual downloads that I'm coming through. I had a crystal on today. I had to take it off. I have my blue fucking turquoise. I had to take it off because turquoise allows you to communicate with the spirit world and the human world, right? But I was overreactive. I was in my dream state. I was sleeping. I woke up at 2 a.m. and I'm like, and I knew it because that crystal got caught on my sheet and it tried to rip itself off. And it was trying to tell me, take me off, right? Like you're not, don't. Oh man, I'm all over the place, but bear with me. I'm going somewhere. Bear with me. Don't just buy crystals because it looks pretty. You got to know what the benefit is. You got to know how to clean it. You got to know what its purpose is. Don't just buy that shit because it's pretty. And you got to listen, because that blue crystal, that turquoise crystal was saying, take me off. It was like, Pernell, overstimulation. Fucking lunar eclipse is here. There are too many spirits from spirit world and human world that are trying to communicate. And I can't listen right now to all of them. Take me off. Take me off. So to try to get back to the point, what am I saying? Don't take on more that you're ready for. It's not a race. It's not a race to wake up. Who can wake up faster? Who has more access to their psychic powers? Who can fly and who can't? Who can astral project? Who can fucking communicate telepathically? Who has a twin flame and why don't I have mine? Where's my twin flame? You feel me? Where's my soulmate and karmic partnerships? We gotta fucking chill the fuck out and stop looking at everybody else's shit and recognize that you're not ready for their shit. Listen. If you see somebody who you feel like is spiritually advanced and you want to ask all the questions in the world, you want to get the whole scoop on how did they do blah, 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 how they look so blessed, how they got so much money, how that guy do YouTube and driving a Beamer. You want to get, listen, don't forget that person more likely than not has done the fucking work, because otherwise all that shit would disappear. All the external success you see would be overnight. It would be overnight. And I had to have my aunt reminding me recently. She had said, I'm going back into the sun. My aunt recently reminded me, and she was like, I think after some point when she had gave me a text, and she was like, oh shit, I almost died. She was like, she saw my YouTube. She was like, yo, congratulations. Like, I see that shit. Like, it's like booming. It's doing its thing. And she said, but you've been doing that before I was on YouTube. And it's crazy because in this house, I came to visit my dad. I've never been to this house ever. He wasn't even living here his whole life, but I've never been here. And I seen a picture, and it was of me, and I was like 7 or 8 years old. I had a microphone in my hand. And I remember that day, I was literally crying. I swear to God, I was crying on the microphone. I think at my mom's wedding. And I was like giving a speech. So I was like 8, bro. I was like 8. It's like 22 years later. So what am I saying? Stop looking outside yourself and start recognizing that if you don't feel ready, you don't need to force it. And don't judge your progress and your spiritual awakening off of somebody else's. I was fucking 8 years old and I was already talking on a microphone. And it's been that way. I was built and born to speak. I was built and born to lead. So if you're not prepared to lead, don't pretend to be. Follow your path. And if you weren't built to lead, follow your path of how you lead. It may not be YouTube for you. It may not be speaking engagements. It may be through tarot. It may be in the school system to lead the youth, but focus on your style and stop externally thinking that you're obligated to wake up faster and raise somebody else's wake up. Because while you're doing that, they might have been woke 15 years prior to you, but you might wake up 15 years later, and as soon as you wake up, because you did all that work, the work that nobody sees, like if I literally showed you what my day-to-day looks like when I'm not actually talking to you on YouTube, I guarantee some of you would snap. You would snap. You would literally mentally have a fucking episode and you would break apart. And you would literally, more likely than not, be schizophrenic as fuck, bipolar with your disorder, and drugged up. So don't wish for some awakening that you're not ready for. Don't wish for that shit. It's not a game. It's literally not a game. Like, literally, lives are being lost. Like, we need to, like, take a step back and recognize lives are being lost every fucking day. And we are legitimately in a spiritual war. And sometimes I be getting too fucking soft on people, and I be speaking too much in the sugar coats and shit. Look at my hat about to fly again. And I got to recognize that, like, I'm not helping you by doing that. I'm not helping you by enabling insecurities. I'm not helping you by not telling you the truth. We're in a spiritual war. And it's real fucking ugly on the other side right now. Like I had to take that crystal off because I was like, no. I got earthly duties to do. I can't right now. I'm not fighting on the spiritual. I'm not fighting the spiritual war today. Today I gotta help people on earth because we need more recruits. Because it's ugly. And it's not even up there. It's not down there either, and it's not over there. It's all of it. And I promise you, the spiritual war is fucking bloody right now. It's ugly, and we need more recruits. And guess what? If you're watching this, you're one of them. Motherfuckers are waking up at an all-time new rate. I didn't even have a choice. I had to like literally lay down my other duties today. I didn't have a choice. I had to get live on this. When I first started this live, I was like, man, I really don't want to fucking do this shit today. I really don't want to do it. I was up at like 2 a.m. I'm sleep on, off. I'm like rashes breaking out. Like my body is also just like you, evolving, and it's transitioning, and my molecules are shifting, and it's like, it's a lot right now. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yesterday I was vibrating so high, I'm like walking by people and people getting shocked, like static electricity. Like, oh, what the fuck? Sorry. Too much energy coming out right now. Excuse me. Listen. Take in what you're ready for. And let me look at this comment. Everywhere, multiple 11s all day. Master number 11 nowadays. Absolutely. Tina, are you a master number 11? Is anybody else on here master number 11, numerology? Because I would love to be your friend. I would love to be your friend. All right. Number 12. Number 12 out of 14 and 148. Anybody ask me questions. Don't let me scare you. I'm not that scary. I'm a nice person. I can be ugly. All right, here we go. Okay, number 12 out of 14. Here we go. We're now pumping at 1 hour, 49 minutes. For those of you that are coming in at this timestamp looking for this particular sign and symptom of a Kundalini spiritual awakening, here we go. My name is Pernell Bobby. I'm your AstroTherapist using astrology and leveraging that to help you master your response to suffering, okay? Each and every one of us has an intuitive way that we're going to deal with our problems, our issues, and on top of that, our awakening. And on top of that, the work that you were called to do. Understanding where you're going, understanding your past life, understanding all the soul consciousness you created before you were reborn, and the people that are coming into your life, soulmates, twin flames, karmic relationships that are trying to get you back on track. Okay, if you're listening to this right now, I'm probably one of them. And whoa, my boy Quentin's a life have 11. Yo, that makes a tremendous amount of sense. Quentin, that means now, from now on, I'm going to be that much harder on you because I have to. Like I have to, especially knowing you're an 11. I'm going to be a little bit harder on you. No, not a little bit. I'm going to be harder on you, but I also know you're built to take it. So We're going to have a talk. I want you to send me a message. All right, here we go. 11 or 12, number 12, your immune system is upgrading. All right. And this is when we usually end up going to the doctor, right? You're Kundalini awakenings, spiritual awakenings, you're going through it. You're probably like going to the doctor. You're like, oh my God, doc, what's wrong with me? You know, my skin is breaking out. Doc, I can't eat milk anymore. Doc, I'm having these visions and it don't even make sense. Doc, 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 doc. And doc's like, hey, yes, just take this pill, young lad, and come over to the dark side. I shall numb you of all of your power. So, welcome to number 12, out of the signs and symptoms. Your immune system is going through an upgrade. The reason is being, what happens is, you might find yourself going through more diseases, you're catching more viruses, you're catching you're getting medical conditions that don't seem to add up, they don't seem to make sense. A lot of this is happening because you have to upgrade your immune system to prepare for the fourth dimension. Okay, so in 3D it's like, when you still sleep, you could just numb yourself in so many different ways. Okay, you could numb yourself through Netflix. You could numb yourself through sex. You can numb yourself through drugs, paraphernalia, whatever. You could numb yourself through love. I think love is one of the best ways. This is one of the most love is one of the best ways that people choose, or worst way. It's one of the worst ways that people choose to numb themselves, with love. Which oftentimes, if you're doing it to avoid something else, is probably not love at all, and it's lust. Okay, it's probably lust. It's creating this perception that you're running from an old thing, which really you're gonna bring into the new thing anyways. So, when your immune system is going through an upgrade, you might find more diseases, rashes. Like I said, literally right now, I'm going through a rash, and it's just like my Andrews, Palladian, like we have Palladian support. I'm not sure if you know who the Palladians are, but Palladian support is coming down and it's integrating. I have a Taurus full moon lunar eclipse video out there, and I talk more about that, so I won't go too deep. You're just gonna have to look at that one. Look at the lunar eclipse in Taurus. So we have that support coming. We have our angels, our guardians, our ancestors. Literally, this moon is the first of 3, 2 more next year, and 1 more plus in Scorpio, but 2 more in Taurus. Taurus is the body. Taurus is what makes us feel stable and secure. So what you need to feel stable and secure, whether it's money, food, a home, a shelter, all those things require us to upgrade our immune system before we transfer over to the 4D. Because in 4D, you would get ripped apart. Okay, if you transfer dimensions, think about it like this. You ever seen a movie where people go through a portal and they go through the portal and they come out on the other side and they go, bleh! They just fucking start throwing up. They just literally yak all over the place. And they, bleh! What do you think is happening? Their molecules have never undergone something so intense. And if they've never undergone, if they weren't doing their spiritual practices, if they weren't honoring, what their intuition has told them and doing their mantra, their fucking exercise, their diet, they're not doing their tai chi, they're not doing their martial arts, they're not doing all their stuff, then you didn't prepare. So you went through that portal with no training, and it's gonna make you fucking regurgitate. Your immune system is not gonna know how to handle it. So all the shifts that's going on that you can't medically explain when you're going through diseases, you're going through your skin irritation, skin being the largest organ, mind you, like, so that large organ has a lot of impact. It undergoes a lot of stress. Understand that when you're upgrading your immune system, your body has to implement more diseases to get it stronger to break out of that cage. Okay, does that make sense? Anybody tell me anything if it doesn't? Your immune system, when it goes through an upgrade, it implements more disease so that it's the same thing that they're doing with the what, right? In a different way. They're injecting blah, blah, blah inside of you, and your body is going to adapt. It's going to keep adapting. So there's never going to be an endpoint. You're never not going to need extra, what, right? And so what happens is your body, whether they recognize, is backfiring in different ways. Whether they recognize, this is a part of the plan. This is part of like God's plan, because all of that is going to force your body to adapt and to overcome, which it naturally does. It's a natural survivor. So as it learns to survive under new diseases, new viruses, new bacteria, new fungus, you break out of that cage, and now you're ready to quantum leap. You're ready to go through a portal like this 11-11 that just passed and the 12-12 portal that's next. You're ready to go through this portal and take quantum leaps in your awakening process and basically catch up. You know, like some people can wake up at 70 years old, right? And like their mission is like full throttle. Some people wake up at 10 and their mission is throughout their lifetime, and pray for them, you know. So what happens is when you having that wake up process, your system needs to upgrade before it transfers to 4D, which means you have to purge all of the impurities, okay? Whatever is impure. So let's say like a fucking chemical that is in your wheat thins, like, right? You know, like dioxide, tripolite, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, sucrose and fucking high fructose corn syrup. All that's not of the earth. So your body needs to purge it. And it does so by implementing more disease. Then you adapt to the new disease and then you come out stronger. All right. Any questions on that? Hit me with the scoop as we move to 13, which I'm excited because 14 is coming and your boy gets to eat. Quentin, I still see that number 11. We ain't going to talk about that, bro. We're going to get you on track. 156, 15700. And I thank you all for being here tremendously. Like, I really think, I thank you all for being here. I thank you for like, for not just listening, but the numbers are growing. I see 8 people on here live. I want to see 8 thumbs up. Give me 8 likes. Help this video and everybody else that's going through their wake up process. Wake them the fuck up. Okay. Thank you. Here we go. What up? What up? What up? Number 13 out of 14. Signs and symptoms of going through a spiritual awakening. Here we go. We have overheating in the body, hot flashes. This seems like menopause a lot for women as well. Okay. But not that men can't go through this. Anxiety makes it worse. To bring your vibrations to center as your DNA rewrites itself. So this kind of a little bit into the last point I was giving with number 12. When your DNA is going through a rewriting process. I thank you all for those extra likes and those thumbs ups. You really rock for that. I really fuck with you. Honestly, I do. Because I really made this choice to let this be my channel of like giving out information. And I don't mean channel, I don't mean my YouTube channel, but like my outlet, my creative outlet for motherfucker artistic activism. All right. So when your body's overheating, understand that a calorie is heat. Okay. So when you eat calories, you heat up your body. When you overheat or you overeat, you overheat your body. Your body will, as you're going through a spiritual awakening, require more moderate amounts of food and not overeating, not stuffing yourself till you laying back on the chair and you're like, and you want to undo. How many of us used to undo, you know, your button? What's that shit called? Your zipper. You undo your zipper, and you like, you got so much food in the belly, you like killing over. So what's happening is your body has to work very hard to digest. It has to heat up. So when we have overconsumption, which doesn't always just mean food, but when we're over consuming, our body begins to overheat and it requires sweat. Sweat is one of the excretion mechanisms of the human body to release and purge what is overworking the system. Okay. Also, anything toxic, it gets it out of the body. So when you're going through hot flashes and your body's overheating and you're getting like cold sweats and shit like that, your body's going through a transformation. It's trying to rewrite your coding. It's trying to rewrite your insides so that you can once again transform from where you are back into, again, 4D. So anxiety makes this worse. So when this happens, you feel like, oh my God, what's happening? I'm getting hot flashes. You're overheating. Do what you need to do to cool down. Okay. Take a cold shower. Oh man, my skin feels great with this sun on me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, low battery. I got to go back in the shade. God damn it. Can this cord reach this far? Stupid. All right. So, boom. All right. Let me put this. Your Mac's going to sleep soon. Fuck you. Oh, shit. Don't kill me. All right. Here we go. So, thank you all for your patience. I'm like going back and forth. That sun was feeling great though. So yeah, boom. What's happening is your vibrations, they're new and they're trying to center. Okay. They're trying to get centered. That's all that's happening. All right, I guess this is relatively decent. Yep, boom. Me not moving and creating this chaos in my life. Yeah, yeah. That's what happens. Bro, that's why I said when you told me your life at 11, I was like, oh, we got to talk. Because it's very easy for an 11 to just want to get like real complacent and just say, fuck this. Because I'll be honest, that happened in my life. And it still happens sometimes. Sometimes I still have moments where I'm like, you know what, God, I quit. I be having those moments. I'm not going to lie to you because it's a tough path. It is. I mean, there's a reason. You know, you got everybody looking at you and they're waiting for you. So anyway, life have 11s out there. What I will say is I fully understand of why it's just so much easier to just want to quit. Because I be having those moments. Like it happens a lot. And what I'll say is that's actually a good thing. Okay. It's a good thing because it shows that you're in tune enough and you're in touch enough with the people, right? Whereas like you don't quit because you just want to quit. You quit or you want to quit because you're like, you recognize that, you know, you have a mission. You recognize that you're here to serve. You know, you recognize that people need you. And the pressure comes because you're like, damn, like, but I need me too, right? And when those moments come up and you find it very difficult to get moving on your path, okay? And it's not just for Life Have 11, but when you find it difficult to get moving on your spiritual purpose, when you find it difficult to accept the call that you were given, okay? And understand that there's two things. One, trying to go back to sleep can't really ever happen. Once you wake up, you can't really go back to sleep because now you know what you're missing out on. Because we need to focus as well on what are all the beautiful things, right? I feel more energetic and alive than I ever have before, right? I have more confidence than ever before. Like I don't ever want to go back to being like a fucking insecure little boy. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't know what he wants and it's just waiting for everybody to choose my life path for me. Like, do you really want to go back to that? That is chaos, you know? So chaos, in my opinion, we could switch the narrative and realize going back is chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like once you know what you know, yeah, you feel me? We're gonna move to number 14 and we're gonna do the do. So 14, we got 2 hours, 3 minutes, 37 seconds. What to do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Pernell Bobby. You're here at the last and the final sign and symptom of going through a spiritual awakening, having that Kundalini energy wake the fuck up. Okay, the world is waking up at an all-time high new rate, and I'm coming in as a Life Path 11 to give you the deets. All right, I'm Pernell Bobby. Once again, your AstroTherapist, asking you to obviously, if you're new, like this, subscribe to this. That would be a tremendous help. Help me to spread the mission. Help me to spread the word. And I'm going to help you to master your response to suffering. Okay, not to get over suffering, not to quit it on it, not to pretend it doesn't exist, but to help you master how you respond to it, all while leveraging astrology. Okay, helping you find your intuitive way. So there's a free link out there somewhere, only for my YouTube people, a 15-minute free link to get a natal reading with me. Some people on this chat have actually already done that. And here's my last one. Here's how you know you're going through a spiritual awakening. When you have water and fluid in the ears, okay, or potentially mucus, and you get like vertigo, where you start getting dizzy and you feel disorientated. A lot of time what's happening during that time frame is, and this happened to me a lot, I never used to know when I was younger, so hopefully this helps somebody that didn't know prior. What's happening is you're phasing in and out of realities. Okay, you're literally phasing in and out of multiple like dimensions, different realities, alternate universes. Like that's what's happening. Your body is for the first time, and maybe it doesn't have to always be the first time, but it could be this time. It's phasing in and out of dimensions, realities, alternate universes, karmic cycles, timelines. All right, past and future. And the thing is, you still have a physical 3D body. So when you go through the spiritual awakening, if you don't have, once again, I'm gonna say it over and over and over, if you don't know what your spiritual practices are, you don't have them clarified and identified and printed out and written and pinned on the wall, you're gonna suffer, because that's the stuff that grounds you. No matter what, your soul is in a human body if you're listening to this. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many other dimensions, realities, and alternatives that are out there. You are still in a human body. You have a meat suit, and it sits here on Earth, 3D, on the third dimension. So as we're transferring as a collective consciousness to the fourth dimension, what is happening is you get dizzy when you're phasing in and out of realities. Okay, and again, like I said, that can happen. Like you feel fluid in the ears, or your ears feel blocked. You do that, and you want to like push the air pressure out, kind of like that feeling you get when you're on a plane. Okay, um, going up in a plane and being that high, it really fucks with your equilibrium. That's why your ears pop. It literally fucks with your equilibrium. Um, my ears been ringing too all night. Like I had. So there's a couple things happening. When your ears are ringing on the soft side, um, it actually can be your guardians throwing up a protection spell for you, because you have psychic attacks coming your way, people that don't want to see you win, people that may be envious or jealous of you, people that can see your light even probably more likely more than you can. Like a lot of people can see our light better than we can most times. And your angels, when you have that low soft ring, a lot of times it could be an attack coming in, but one that you don't have to worry about, because your guardians are basically defending you through the night. If you get a loud, like loud pitch, sometimes it actually comes. I've had some that literally knocked me off my ass. Like I literally had one that hit me one day so hard, I was like, oh shit, super disorientated. Like it literally knocked me out of the chair. And but that one was because I was winning. I was doing well in life. And sometimes your angels just get excited. Sometimes your guardians just get so excited that you finally did the right thing. And when that happens, you let go of a certain karmic cycle, or you let something die. Sometimes your ear could ring heavy hard, and when it's like a pitch that punches you, that literally throws you off balance, it's not to worry about it. Sometimes your angels are just super duper excited that you finally got the picture. Okay. If you get like, if it's not a loud, like it doesn't always, you're not gonna always get those. I've only had the boom, like when it felt like it hit me like Mike Tyson. I've only had it like twice or three times in my life. But it was like, they were like, yes, this motherfucker finally got it. And then you got the other ones, I believe, don't quote me right now. Left and right side has a little bit of a difference, but I can't really tell you, because I would lie to you right now if I said I knew. I forget what the left and the right. Sometimes I have to look them up again. But yes, the low pitch can be nothing to worry about, but it could be like you being protected. Like literally, like your angelic support is like, look, we got you. Just stay focused on what you're doing, and just know that we here and we got you. You can have. I have this in my book, but I'm so sorry. I don't remember off the top of my head. I get really confused. You get them in both ears. Yeah, and both ears mean different things. So to be honest, I gotta just look into the book. Um, and like I said, anybody that wants that book, let me know, and I'll put you on the list. It's free. It's gonna be free. For those of you that join my email list, which after this live I need to go work on. So forgive me for that. I'm looking to get it out. I had my own shit happening. I had it. I lost it. I won't even get into the story. So yes, the left and the right ear has differences. The right side is generally related to masculine energy. The left side is generally related to feminine energy. So that could be one starter. But one side generally tells you when it's a bad threat. One side generally tells you when it's a good threat. The pitches are different. The loud pitch versus the soft humming, that's just or like They all have differences. So I can't quote you on them right now because I would be lying to you, and I don't want to do that. Nowadays, the low pitch, earlier times between these get high pitches, as if I would go deaf. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. The fact that you can see them and listen to them is already pretty amazing. So when it does ring, know that these sounds are indications. I feel so shitty that I can't remember. I think I'm just hungry and I'm thirsty. I literally can't remember right now. Like I'm feeling blocked on that. So forgive me. But any questions? It's a good time to say anything. If you're not subscribed already, I would really appreciate if you did. If you know somebody that's going through a wake up process, I would really appreciate if you share this video with them and tell them that I'm going to put the timestamp so they don't have to watch the whole thing. The right is good, left is bad. I always remember that because I'm a lefty. Bang. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds accurate. However, I was also reading something one time because I used to know that, but it's so much more complicated because the pitches on the left and the right, some of them on the left can be bad, but it's good because it's just letting you know that bad is trying to come into your space, but that your angels have taken care of it already, so you don't need to worry about it. But I forget what pitch that is, which is why I don't want to give you like too much. So sometimes it's good, even on the left, when it goes off, because it's letting you know that you don't have to worry, right? That you don't have to worry. But what I will say is one of the biggest myths is, when you hear that ringing in your ear that somebody's talking about you, that's just not accurate. That's some folktale shit. I forget what they say, like ringing in your ear, somebody's talking bad about you, which could be true. It could be true. It literally could be true. But it's not an end all be all rule of thumb. Any questions? Really good time to say something. I'm gonna get some tea after this. I'm going to my first college basketball game at a big school, like Arkansas. Like, that's gonna be cool tonight. And I need a nap. So there's no questions that pull up. Um, I wish you all the best. Stay strong in the next couple of days. This lunar eclipse is going to reveal in Taurus. It's a partial eclipse, but it's still very strong. It's going to reveal a lot. And this whole thing about Taurus is the body. Your five senses are getting upgraded. Okay, what you consider as stable in your life or unstable in your life is getting upgraded. But even today, Mars is having a opposition with Uranus, and it's not pretty. Okay, today you might discover some things that are just not pretty. So just be kind with yourself, be gentle with yourself in this process. It's not a race. You don't wear a mask, my boy, bro. I'm fucking immune to all things. They don't even wear masks in Arkansas. Like literally, I was almost so surprised. They don't even wear masks at all. Like none of the stores, nothing. None of the stores, nothing. The whole state does not wear a mask. Yeah. And to be honest, I was in Wuhan, China when this shit broke out. I was in Italy when it broke out. I was in New York when it finally got there. And I was in Colombia. And it followed me in each and every one. If it was possible, quite frankly, I probably already had the you know what, and I never noticed. Like I'm more like it's in the way this shit was following me around the world. I'm talking like I was at the epidemic breakout centers. Like I was on the train in Italy when motherfuckers were coming on. They didn't even have masks yet. People were coming on with scarves, and everybody was just scared and like looking at everybody like super paranoid. And it didn't hit the rest of the world yet. And I was there. I was literally right there. If this shit was gonna get me, it would have got me by now. And that's just what I believe. And if it's gonna get me, then fuck it, because you've seen one of the things we talked about, one of the points we talked about, that when you're going through spiritual awakening, diseases and viruses are a part of it, to strengthen you. So fuck it. If you're gonna hit me, hit me. Hit me as hard as you can. Take me out. Everyone does here in old Canada. Woo! I'm saying the 6-6. This 6-6 has been really pertinent. So I thank you for allowing me to fulfill my 6-6 today, being like selfless service. Just coming out here and doing what I got to do. Speak when I got to speak. Thank you all for the patience. I was a little off balanced. especially energetically, but it is what it is. We got it done. I love you all. I'll see you soon. Anybody text me, message me. You're not alone. I promise you, you're not alone. Love.